So hello everyone, it's the Cricket Connoisseur here and welcome to the first ever TCC Talks podcast. Now today I'm joined by a very special guest. He's a very good friend of mine. Most of you know him from his fantastic YouTube channel. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Villa on Tour. How are you doing today, Stokes?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Cracking on. Obviously we can't do a fat lot at these times, but walk a day, keeping myself entertained, making a few videos. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, not too bad. Cracking along.
Yeah, exactly. All we can do at the moment, isn't it? With lockdown going on at the moment, we can't, obviously you can't go and do your vlogging. I can't go and do my match summaries at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of annoying at the moment, but just have to deal with it, won't we? So just to give you, as a listener, a little bit of a brief run through as to what this podcast will entail. First things first, we are going to chat a little bit about cricket. Max isn't exactly the cricket connoisseur, but he has been to a game before. Remember, we went last season to the Northants game where Warwickshire got battered. But yeah, hopefully next time we'll do a bit better. And after that, we're going to move into the main segment of the podcast, which will be talking about social media, the positives, the negatives, what the future holds for really both of us, but more importantly for Max, obviously, is the far bigger creator here. So with all of that in mind, let's get this show on the road. Max, we'll start with a little cheeky cricket question. Who are your top 5 favourite cricketers in world cricket at the moment?
Oh God, I don't know if I know 5. I could probably name 3. Maybe, I don't know. This is really bad for the people that are listening. I'm so sorry, but obviously Stokes, because he chose my name. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's really bad. I'm so sorry. Wokes.
Yes, good choice.
Yes.
And he's a Villa fan, isn't he?
Exactly. That's probably why I know him.
Big Villa.
Oh, there's another one that's a Villa fan. What's his name?
He doesn't still play. Ian Bell.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, he plays for Warwickshire, but not for England. Yeah. Fair enough. I'll give you that as a county player. You know what, Stokes? I'm not going to be too harsh. 3 is better than nothing, isn't it? At the end of the day, you're obviously not a huge cricket fan. I think that was quite a good effort. All right, Thanks. That was absolutely fine. So, with that jokey segment out of the way, let's get into the bread and butter of this podcast now. So, Max, as we all know, you run Villa on Tour. What made you actually start Villa on Tour? What made you pick up a camera and start vlogging at Villa games?
I don't really know. I think I've always been interested in sort of like cameras and the media and production side of everything, really. And then obviously I was going to Villa home and away, like, months and months before I even started Villa on Tour. But I just sort of thought, why not take it along? Because I've always been interested in documenting things and cameras, like I said. So I just thought I'd take it along. There was nothing in mind of I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to get it to this many subscribers or anything like that. It was just a sort of, just for myself really, and just, documenting things and creating memories and things like that. But I don't know, there wasn't like I said, there wasn't, I want to start a YouTube channel in mind when I started doing it. But no, I just, kept on going, started getting because at the start it was just my mates that were watching it, and then there was sort of, bigger audience of Villa fans, and they started, actually getting fully behind it. And that's when I sort of thought, I can make something out of this. And yeah, it's gone pretty well from there. But there wasn't a specific thing that made me start it. It was just my own self-interest, really. And then it sort of like went up from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days. God, 38 subscribers. Jeez, those were the days, weren't they? Watching in geography, begging every single lesson. But
no, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that.
No, incredible how it's grown since then. Though, as I said, this year you'll probably be 1,000 times bigger than that. It's absolutely incredible. As I said, being one of the originals, it is kind of almost mind-blowing in a way. It really is. So, obviously, since those humble beginnings, you've gone on 35,000 now, isn't it, Stokes?
Yeah, 35, yeah.
I mean, that's a stunning achievement. So how has this social media following suddenly shaped your life? How has your daily life changed since you've got all of these subscribers and these interactions and fans coming up to you, all that lot?
I think the main thing is just people actually sort of coming up to me at games. Like, if I go to a Villa game, I'll probably get, 10, 15 people come up to me a game and just say how much they enjoy the videos and things like that. And obviously when you make videos and you put them online and you see the numbers going up, you don't sort of connect that to their real people. You see, I've got 10,000 views. You literally just can't imagine 10,000 people. But then when you sort of people come up to you in real life, it actually sort of put it in perspective, and real people do actually enjoy this, which is really good. And obviously the messages that I get, saying, "Oh, really enjoy the videos," etc., etc. That sort of keeps me going, sort of thing. Because if I didn't get that, it'd just be a bit pointless, really. But that's coming back, and it's really, really good. But yeah, the numbers are going up massively, like you said. Like since the start, it's mad how fast it's how obviously how big it's growing, but how fast it's growing as well. Because I know other creators, they struggle to get the numbers, but for me, I think obviously Villa doing so well last season sort of helped the numbers go up massively, and it was just mental. And so it sort of happened out of nowhere for me, because I'm just a normal fan, like I said at the start, just taking a camera to a game, and obviously just pretty much out of nowhere it felt, the sort of platform got so big that people were coming up to me and sort of things like that. And I've got opportunities of work as well, sort of working with the club themselves and doing adverts with Coca-Cola and just random things like that. So yeah, that's crazy, but obviously I enjoy it. There's a lot of, some people might say there's a lot of pressure with a big social media following, but you just got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you enjoy, and if people enjoy it, they'll follow you. So no, I'm just going to crack on, keep doing what I'm doing. The numbers will speak for themselves, but no, I'm enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And that is a massively important thing for any young creators out there. Just enjoy content, because that is the greatest motivation, is it? If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to keep on doing it. You're going to keep on growing, obviously, as you said. So obviously you mentioned the Coca-Cola advert. Did you make the final cut in that?
No. The thing was, it was sort of like a 2-minute advert, and they got fans of all 20 clubs. So if you're doing the maths, that's what, 6 seconds a club or something. So, and there was how many Villa fans were there? There was like 20 Villa fans. We all went down to London, makeup artists, clothing people, everything, for a 6-second clip. But I wasn't the main part in it. I was in the background, sort of being there. But no, that's not really the point. I just think it was sort of the experience going down to London for the day and seeing all the big cameras and a director and things like that. But that's what I mean by opportunities. Like if I wasn't doing this, that you just wouldn't ever get to do that. So it was all part of the experience. It was all fun. I'm not really too bothered that I didn't make the final cut, but no, it was a good experience nevertheless.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's something that many fans would love to do. So in relation to that, Stokes, okay, as you've been growing, what do you say has been the proudest moment of your Villa on Tour journey so far?
The proudest moment, I'd probably say winning the award, which I've got here. Bear with. It was basically the best new content creator at the Football Blogging Awards, which is at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. So that was really good. Obviously, we went up there for the day, and there was hundreds of creators there, bloggers, vloggers, writers, everything. And to be up for an award was mad in itself, but to actually win was just crazy. And then we had to go up to the podium and give a little speech, and it was just absolutely mad. And the sort of support I got from Villa fans as well from that, voting for me, the nominations, everything like that. That sort of put it into perspective that people are actually fully behind this Villa on Tour thing. And that's what I absolutely love. Like, that was a properly proud moment to actually get a physical award for the content that we've been doing. Other proud moments, I don't know. I just like putting out content. That's just what I like doing. I'd rather people come up to me and say they enjoy it than actually win awards and things, because it's the people that watch it. And yeah, I think I've got to go with the award. That's definitely the proudest moment.
Yeah, I'd agree. That's incredible when you won that. I agree with that. As I said, going for 38 when obviously I first met you in that geography class in sixth form, go into there and then you win an award. It was an incredible thing. And if there is going to be another one this year, are you going to be there?
I hope so. Because it was meant to be soon. It was meant to be in a couple of weeks, but obviously the whole coronavirus thing, that's not going to happen. It was meant to be Tottenham Stadium, so that would have been absolutely class. Like, just go into these sort of grounds and go into a sort of big box in the ground and seeing all these people that you sort of recognise off the internet and things like that. It's just absolutely mad. But if I do get nominated, I will be there. I think they've scheduled it for November, so hopefully I'll be there. I've already won an award last year, so hopefully other people can get their limelight. But no, hopefully I'll be there.
Yeah, so when the voting comes out, guys, you know who to vote for. Mr. Villa on Tour himself. So, obviously, Stokes, as you said, going from that journey of pretty much nowhere to now you're at 35k. Okay, what advice would you give to aspiring creators? What advice would you give to, I don't know, a 15 or 16-year-old who's maybe got 500 subscribers, maybe like 1,000 Instagram followers? What advice would you give them in order to kind of further them on their own journey?
I think the main thing is just enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy the content you're making, like it's not for you. Um, I think I get this question quite a lot in the DMs. People saying, "Oh, I've got a YouTube channel with how many subscribers? How can I become as successful as you?" Sort of thing. I think you just got to, like I said, just enjoy it and make sort of original content as well. Because if you're making generic content, people aren't going to click on it because they've seen it before. Make unique content that you enjoy, and don't get bogged down if you see someone else with 35,000 subscribers, for example. Don't think, "Oh, I'm never going to be that big. What's the point?" Because I'm proud of the 35,000 subscribers, but I was just as proud when I hit 10, when I hit 100, when I hit 500. Like, it's the same feeling you get. So you just got to put it into perspective. I think hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark was absolutely crazy for me, and I was just as proud hitting 10k, 30k, whatever. So just do what you enjoy, make original content, and stay focused as well. Stay determined, because if you're just going to make 2 videos and they don't get the views or the comments that you sort of want, don't stop there. You just got to keep going, keep on plugging at it, and at some point people will start to latch onto it and enjoy it. So you just got to stay determined, keep on going, stay focused, and put in hard work as well. Like, you're not going to get the success if you don't put in the hard work. So yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, obviously that last point goes to anything in life, doesn't it? Really, you got to put the graft in. But I loved what you said there about don't get bogged down too much by comparing yourself to others, because in terms of my personal experience, I remember for about the first month of the Cricket Connoisseur, I was just stuck on 200 followers, and I could not get above 200. I was on like 197 one day. I thought, oh, okay, next day we're going to be on 200, and I'd go back down to 190. And it was a really, really frustrating experience. Obviously, now that has changed with the advent of the World Cup and everything, and obviously English tournaments as well. But yeah, I think that's also a really good bit of advice. Don't compare yourself to like the massive ones yet. Just keep on plugging with your own grind. Keep on going there. Keep on obviously, as you said, churning out the content, because the growth will come. It may not come straight away, but it will get there eventually. Obviously, Max is a testament to that. I mean, when you first started, the first couple of months, you weren't getting thousands of views, were you, at all?
No, not at all. I think I started it in September 2017, and it wasn't for a year and a half before it fully, started to get some traction. And that's a year and a half of going to games. That's 50 plus football matches, of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, editing a video, spending all the hours uploading it, making a thumbnail, etc., etc. And that was only getting me on 1,000 subscribers, which was brilliant. But you've got to get to a certain point before people start fully getting behind it, like you said with the World Cup, for example, for you.
Yeah.
And everyone's got to start somewhere, obviously. Like, no one's just going to start instantly with 10,000 followers. Like, you've got to put in the hard work. And I think, obviously the success for me of Villa actually helps, because the 10-game run sort of went from 6,000 subscribers to like tripling that in the space of like 3 months, which was mental. So you've got to have a bit of luck along the way, like I did with the 10-game winning run with Villa. But if you're good at what you do, like, people will just get behind it, whatever's happening in cricket or football or whatever. So you just got to keep on going, really.
Yeah, 100%. Do you remember the moment? I know you've just mentioned that, but do you remember the moment where, I don't know, the views really started turning? Do you remember the exact match?
If I had to pick one, I'd probably say the Blues away game, because that was the second in the 10-game run. And obviously the views up to then were, really, really good in my opinion. But that one was just ridiculous. I remember obviously finishing the game, coming back on the coach and sitting down and editing it and getting loads of messages saying, "When's it up? When's it up? When's it up?" And at that point, I knew, like, when I upload this video, people are going to absolutely love it. And I did. And I remember sitting there like an hour after I uploaded it and seeing the views, and I was like, wow, that's class. But obviously, it's not all about views. Obviously, not all about views. Obviously, it's a human reaction to create a piece of content and then think, oh, if it doesn't get the views, then it can't be good. But that's just not it. Obviously, you are going to be interested in views, but views aren't, the centre of the world. It's not about that. But I'll probably say the Blues away game, because that's on 150,000 views, I think it is now, which is literally just mental.
Jeez, that's
It's
mad.
mental. I did a chant video as well, which it's got like 300,000. Like, I didn't even expect that. That was honestly mental. I apologise for that. That's awkward. But no, it is crazy. But it's not all about views, but that does help, sort of. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's definitely motivational, isn't it? It shows that people are actually willing to view your content. It shows that people are actually enjoying it. I mean, those views are absolutely incredible. They really are. Yeah, you'd expect that with I'd say, I don't know, 100k plus channels, at least.
Yeah, it is mental, but obviously with what we do in sport, it's going to go up and down because of how,
Yeah.
either teams are performing or, people's interest in what you're doing or whatever. So obviously us going into the Premier League wasn't, I don't know how I felt about it, because obviously it's brilliant Villa being in the Premier League, but we're not going to win every week like we did in the Championship. And, it has been hard this season because Villa have been pretty terrible, and we are second bottom of the league for a reason, because we are pretty dross. But the views have still been good, and I think that's what helps me, because if the views went because Villa are crap, like it wouldn't. I don't know, because I think people enjoy it because we have a laugh. It's not literally just the football. It's sort of like I said earlier about young creators. You've got to make yourself unique, and I think that's what we've done in terms of we're 3-4 mates going to the football, having a laugh, rather than just filming a football match because people just watch the highlights sort of thing. So we put our own spin on it. I think that's why it's done so well, because we have a laugh at the football. We get the coach sort of thing, and it's just your everyday fan with a little twist. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. As I said, it's the chemistry and the camaraderie between the likes of you, Simon, Owen, Jamie as well, Ginger Jamie. I mean, you guys are a fantastic unit. You really are. And as I said, it is just that chemistry that makes the viewing so much better, instead of just, I don't know, let's say it was just you, Stokes, at a game, just with a camera, just, I don't know, just trying to chart a reaction. Whereas when you're so natural with your friends, obviously you love your football as well, all four of you. Yeah, it's just really good viewing. I completely agree with that. So obviously we've gone through quite a lot of positive things here, but as we all know, as you do start to grow, the positive comments grow. Also, the negative ones do grow as well. Social media is not a rosy place, unfortunately. It's not the promised land, which it seems to be. So Stokes, this is going to be a bit of a difficult question. What do you think has been the lowest point of the Villa on Tour journey so far for you?
That's a tough one. I think I wouldn't say it's one specific thing. I'd probably say it's the sort of the hate comments sort of thing, especially in what I do with the football vlogging. Not everyone sort of agrees with it. Obviously, 99% of people go to the football just to enjoy it, and it's sort of like a time out of their regular week. Whereas I do it, I create a piece of content, sit there with a camera, and not everyone agrees with that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect anyone. It doesn't. If I was going around with the camera shoving it in people's faces and things like that, I'd understand. But I don't. I keep myself to myself, keep it sort of discreet as much as I can. But I think it's just sort of the hate comments, like you said earlier. The bigger you get, the more you're going to get, and it's especially sort of influenced me at the start because I was such a small channel. You're not going to get a lot of hate comments, but like the first one that you ever get, the first two that you ever get, it's really going to get to you. And you've got to be sort of thick-skinned as, if you're a content creator, because you're like, whatever you do, you can't please everyone. But it's the hate comments. Like you said, social media can be fantastic, but it can also be just pretty toxic at times, especially with sport, like especially with Villa as well, because we have been dreadful this season. And sometimes the fan base can be a little bit annoyed if we lose 3 games on the bounce. They'll turn on someone with 35,000 subscribers because they see them as, I don't know, the face of the club or whatever. Because I found this season, especially as well, when Villa are doing bad, people turn on, content creators like myself, and I just don't really agree with that because I can't help what goes on the pitch,
of course,
for example. So I think, I wouldn't say there's a specific moment that's been the worst sort of moment, but I think just the hate comments, and you've got to be thick-skinned, and you've just got to don't react to them. You've just got to put them to one side and think, if that person cares so much about you to type out a hate comment, like, you've done something right, let's be honest. So yeah, you just got to crack on, and it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be just easy all the way. You're always going to hit bumps in the road, like I did with the hate comment sort of thing. But you just got to crack on.
Do you remember your first ever hate comment? I remember mine. Do you want to know what it was?
Oh, have you got yours?
Yeah, I know. I remember what mine was. It wasn't in English; it was in Hindi, so I can't repeat it in case there are any Hindi speakers out there. But it begins with B, and I can't exactly explain what it was. But I mean, it's just this one bloke just constantly commenting on things, going on the live stream, just causing trouble, and that's actually happened numerous occasions now. People just saying, "Oh, effing quit," stuff like that. It's just like, I'm not being funny, mate, but just one comment isn't really going to affect me. Do you remember what yours was, Stokes? Do you remember what
I don't think I do. Probably because I get so many. No, I'm only joking. But I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember the first one. But it's just, I think the classic one you get with, because I'm a football vlogger, you get, oh, put the camera down. But it's just like, if you saw me in real life, you'd see that I'm not going around shoving the camera here, there, and everywhere. I'm really discreet about it, and you wouldn't come up to me in real life. Some of the things I've had on Twitter, like, you wouldn't come up to me in real life and say that to my face. So I don't see why you'd take to Twitter and do it behind a profile picture of a footballer, for example. Like, I just don't get it. But yeah, you just gotta crack on and do what you got to do, because there's all, like, whatever you do, there's going to be people out there who are trying to put you down. Like, especially with football as well. Obviously, the rivalry sort of thing. Like, because I'm a Villa fan, you're always going to get stuff from Blues fans, for example, Albion fans, Wolves fans, that are just trying to get you down purely because you're a Villa fan, and you're always going to get that, especially in football. I know in cricket it's not as bad, but you're always going to get it. You just got to do what you got to do, really.
Definitely. I mean, oh, that was funny. Football Twitter, Deadly Ali telling Max to put the camera down.
Well done.
But you know what? At the end of the day, what you have to think about hate, and this is for anyone out there who's also a young creator, you don't do it for those people. You do it for the people, as Max was saying earlier, the ones who come up to the games and say that they really enjoy content. You do it for the regular viewers, the regular listeners. You do it for them. Okay, you don't do it for the people who comment these odd things and then probably go on to commenting and hating on a bunch of other people. So I think that's another really important thing. Put it into perspective. Let's say let's say in Max, your comment section, you have 30 odd comments and one of them's negative. That's not the one you should be focused on, but it's our human nature to kind of react to criticism. And that's the one that we do kind of put too much focus on, I think, sometimes. Whereas at the same time, you've got 29 positive ones from actual fans who are actually invested in your content. And I feel like sometimes you just need to take a step back from maybe the negativity and just focus more so on the people who actually care and the people who are actually, you know, bothered to watch your content. I think criticism's a bit different. I do rate criticism differently. I think if it's constructive criticism, I think there's nothing wrong with that. As I said, that's people who are wanting the best for your channel. They're wanting you to improve, stuff like that. I think there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But the needless comments, you just ignore, don't you, at the end of the day? I think you just get used to it after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, people come up to me at games. I've had people from Australia that have messaged me beforehand because they want to meet me at the game, which is absolutely class, and I love that. But like you said, it is human nature to focus on the one negative comment, even if you've got 99 ones saying great video, great video.
Yeah.
That's just a natural thing. And like you said, it shouldn't be like that, because you have got people out there who literally want the best for your channel and really enjoy you as a content creator and want you to do well. But yeah, people coming up to me at games, and that's what makes it, rather than the one comment saying put the camera down. But it is hard, especially initially when you start making content. It is hard to focus on the good ones when you do get the odd bad one, but you just get used to it in the end. You've just got to focus on the good ones.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, something that made it really special for me the other day, obviously I'm nowhere near in terms of size comparison, but I know someone the other day messaged me on Instagram and said that my page inspired them to do their own content. And for me, I just thought that is absolutely incredible, thinking that less than a year ago even, and I was on 200 followers, not many people following, not many likes. I think I was getting about 30 likes per post, if that. And it's just incredible to see kind of how much of an impact you can actually have. And I'm not even that big a creator. I mean, Stokes, have you had anyone really messaging you saying you've inspired them to pick up a camera, go to games, start vlogging, create a YouTube channel, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a couple of ones at Villa especially that have said, you inspired me to start this YouTube channel, which is absolutely class for me, because I've inspired someone to start doing what they enjoy. And yeah, that absolutely means the world as well. In terms of, you know, there's other creators from other clubs as well, not just Villa, and they've said, you inspired me to start, you know, vlogging or whatever. And I think that's absolutely class, because you sort of, Villa on tour, you're in the bubble of Aston Villa, but you forget there's other fans that enjoy your content. I think that you know, comes back to the fact that we are unique. And you know, at the start I didn't expect anyone else other than Villa fans to watch my stuff, because why would they? But I do get it now. Like people do enjoy it. Like fans of, I don't know, Forest Green Rovers watching Villa on tour, like that. You know, on the outside that does look a bit weird, but I think, you know, that's testament to how unique the content is, and people find it funny, and that's why they watch it, not purely for the bad football. But yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah, definitely. As I said, even if you don't like football, I think your content is actually viewable anyway, because you just have a laugh with your friends.
Yeah.
And I think that translates no matter where you are in the world. You just want entertainment, don't you? And at the end of the day. So obviously we've gone through the positives and negatives now, Stokes. We can't obviously continue carrying on doing our regular content during the pandemic per se. But what does the future hold for Villa on Tour? What are you trying to achieve in the future? What have you got planned, obviously, once we return back to normality? What do you think the future holds in store for you, mate?
To be honest, I don't really know. That's the thing. I don't know. Obviously, with there being no football, like I can't even plan what I'm going to do. I think we all know it's going to come back behind closed doors, and some people are even saying we won't be able to go to games for a year, and that's what my channel is literally about. So it's not going to be easy, but if we just have to keep the content original as fresh as we can. Whether that's us meeting up at someone's house when it's allowed, and sticking the game on telly, having a few beers and just having a laugh, sort of thing. Whether that's what we'll have to move into, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm not really too sure. I've had a gap year. I don't know if people know this. I've had a gap year, just come out of obviously sixth form, and had a gap year to focus on Villa on Tour, us going into the Premier League, have a year off, fully focus on the YouTube channel, which I've done, and it sort of works, I think. In terms of how much it's grown and people enjoying it, things like that. But after this year, I don't know. I want to get into the sort of industry sort of thing of media and production and football if possible, but that's not crucial. So I'm looking at apprenticeships and jobs and things like that, and whether that allows me to continue with Villa on Tour, I literally don't know at the moment. But if I can, I want to continue it because I enjoy it and other people enjoy watching it. So at the moment, mate, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, just to touch upon the industry, obviously, because that's something I wouldn't mind getting into later on. Love to be a cricket analyst. Obviously, that's my bread and butter. What exactly would you want to specialise in the football industry?
I haven't really given much
commentator?
thought to it. Yeah, maybe. But I've always, like, even before I was interested in football, I've always wanted to be a cameraman, which is a bit weird. But no, I obviously, yeah, I don't know. That's the sort of thing would be ideal. But how you get into that, I'll have to do my research. But anything in football, like obviously football's my world, and just like cricket's your world. So if you can get into sort of doing that, that would be incredible. Whatever you're sort of doing, just something that you enjoy. Basically, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, 100%. I could see you as a cameraman, definitely. I mean, you've got plenty of experience.
Yeah. The ones on the side of the picture, like the mobile camera. Get me involved in that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Stokes, that has been a wonderful podcast. Thank you very much for appearing on it. Obviously, we're at the end now, so thank you to everyone who has listened. Stokes, if you want to go and plug away, please feel free to do so. Tell them more about your social media accounts.
Obviously we've talked about it enough. YouTube, Villa on Tour, give that a subscribe. Even if you're not a Villa fan, if you enjoy football, drop it a subscribe. Villa on Tour _ on Instagram, same on Twitter as well. Drop me a follow. Cheers, lads.
Yeah, no problem. I'll leave them all in the description below on the YouTube video. Obviously, if anyone listening to this as a podcast, you won't have that same option. But if you want to check this out on YouTube as well, Max's links will be in the description, as will mine, if you want to go and give the Instagram page a follow at the Cricket Connoisseur _. But thank you very much for joining me on this podcast, Stokes. Thank you to all the listeners out there. And that has been the end of TCC Talks episode 1.